Just 3 spoonfuls of sugar ups the coffee, go down in the most delightful way. Drinking out of a Nightmare Before Christmas mug because I'm cool like that. Hey guys, it's Annette here again. I wanted to talk to you guys about something I see a lot lately on YouTube. I see a lot of these haul videos about things people buy over like the course of a month. I know we're already into August a little bit, but I wanted to talk about some of the albums that I've bought for June and July. So here are the albums that I've bought in June and July, and maybe some of the stories behind that. The album I bought was Hebrews by Say Anything. I've liked this band for a while. I only really have their first album, but I read a really good review about it in AP Magazine and I really wanted to check it out. So I went ahead and bought this one. And I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's okay. It's definitely different, which I think is totally cool. But it's just not my most favorite thing I've listened to this year. But yeah, so Say Anything has a new album out and it's called Hebrews, and it's interesting if that's what you're into. Next thing I bought, I technically didn't buy, my boyfriend is awesome and bought it for me, is Morning by May. It's actually an older album. Just so you know, not all these albums on this list are albums that just recently came out. Actually, maybe not. This is probably the only one that's been out for a few years. So I really love the band May. I've liked them for a while now as well. I have a bunch of their other albums. I actually have, this is part of a 3 set. I have one of the other CDs in the set. It's not a typical album. It's not a lot of short songs. It's actually a lot of longer songs that are really kind of artsy, but they're really beautiful and really well written, and it's really just a nice thing to listen to. It's very soundtracky. It makes amazing background music, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, it's actually amazing. So you should check out Morning by May. You should also check out some of their other albums because they're amazing. The other album I bought is Wishful Thinking by Neck Deep. If you've read some of the stuff I've written, saw my pop culture web blog where I talk about modern pop punk, I'm not into a lot of it, but I've been trying to get into some of the bands that are really popular right now. Neck Deep is one of them. It's not as boring as some of the other stuff. They definitely have a little bit of a poppier sound, but it's really great angsty music for listening to in the car. That's how I like to listen to it. It's probably not my favorite album that I've bought this summer so far, but I like it. It's good, and it's definitely a good introduction into some of the newer pop punk that's out for me. So definitely give these guys a listen. They're pretty cool. They're a newer band. So yeah, Neck Deep, Wishful Thinking. Other album I bought, kind of a given. I went to Warped Tour earlier this summer, and while I was there, as usual, I bought the Warped Tour compilation CD. I did finally get a chance to listen to it, and most of it is not my style. I'm not really a metalcore fan, and there's a lot of metalcore on here. So if you're into metalcore, this is awesome. Besides, I mean, it's just a great deal anyways. It's like $5, and there's like 50 songs on here. It's ridiculous. But it's actually, other than that, it's a really good listen. I got to listen to a lot of bands I've never listened to before, I've never even heard of before, and they're kind of awesome. So it's a really great way to hear some new bands. And there's some bands in here that I kind of thought probably sucked, and I listened to it, and they don't suck. Probably some of my favorite songs, I actually really like the Of Mice and Men song at the beginning. I really liked the We Are the In Crowd song. I've never listened to a lot of their music, but I did see them at Warped Tour. They're really cool, and I really like the song, and I remember hearing them played at Warped Tour. I actually really like the Chunk No, Captain Chunk. It's kind of a weird song, and I was definitely confused while listening to it, but it's worth listening to. It's a really strange song, but it's really interesting. I really like the Air Dubai song. I like my hip-hop, and I like it nice and relaxed and soulful, just like that. It's pretty awesome. Those are just some of the ones I was surprised that I actually liked. So definitely, if you can find a copy of this somewhere, because the Warped Tour's over now, you should definitely pick it up, because it's actually pretty cool. Also, speaking of Warped Tour, the one album I decided to pick up while I was at Warped Tour, besides the Warped Tour compilation thing, was Echo Smith's Talking Dreams. I actually saw them at Warped Tour. I've heard of them. I've listened to a few of their covers in the past, and they're really talented. They're really young, but they're really talented, and it's really good. But I ended up seeing them because I was curious, and I was like, I want to check these guys out. So I went and checked them out, and then I decided I wanted to buy their album because they were so good live. So I bought this, and I love it. It's probably my favorite album that I've bought this summer so far. It's really fun, it's really light, and it kind of is like a mix between listening to Taylor Swift and Paramore, but you know what? I'm cool with that. It's really good when these guys do it. I love it. So definitely listen to this album. Probably my favorite song on here right now. It's between my favorite songs are probably between March Into the Sun and Bright. They're just so good. I love it. So definitely check out some Echo Smith. It's a really great album. And the last album that I bought that's new and interesting from June and July is Danger Kids Collapse. I'd heard about this band from the 100 Bands You Ought to Know in AP Magazine. If you read my blog about that, you'll know that this is one of the bands I checked out that I really liked. It's kind of like a mix between Linkin Park and Inner Party System, which they say in one of their songs, so I didn't totally just pull that out of thin air. Okay, I kind of did, because actually, funny story about that, I thought about that and then heard that lyric and just laughed. They sound kind of like that. There's a little bit of screaming mixed in, so it's really an interesting sound. Like, I'm not sure if I'm in love with it yet, but I worked out to it this morning, and it's great workout music. It really pumps you up. It's really fun to listen to in the car. So I would actually recommend this one, especially if you feel like there's no such thing as rap rock anymore. This is rap rock that's coming back, and it's actually really good, so you should listen to it. So there are some of the albums that I bought this summer so far in June and July. I obviously hope to buy some soon. Right now, not able to financially, but hopefully I will, and I kind of want to do this again and tell you what kind of music I'm buying. So I hope you liked that. I hope you found some new albums you should definitely be adding to your collection. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you for watching.